Yo, people, welcome back. We are here. The We Could Be Heroes podcast crew is back to give you guys the best content out here. It's your boy, John Torado, and of course, my little brother, Matthew Torado. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm excellent. We've done a lot of Marvel talk these past, whatever episodes we've done so far. It's about time we get back into some Star Wars talk. There's been a lot going on in the world of Boba Fett. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about a couple little snippets of delays for Marvel. Hopefully nothing too serious and things get back to normal soon again. But we're here. We are here. We are back in the Star Wars universe, baby. How does that feel? How are you doing? How have you felt so far? Finally, it feels like it's been forever. First of all, Mando season 2 was the beginning of 2021, correct?
The end of 2021.
The end of 2020. No.
October 2021 is when the second season released.
Mandalorian?
Yep. Went to December. October 2021 is when.
You sure it wasn't 2020?
Nope. 2021 is when season 2 released. And then all the episodes
I feel like it's been longer than that, bro.
No, October 2021. Mandalorian season 1 released November 2020. Season 2 released October 2021.
Okay. Because
so
they kind of had that pre-planned.
Book of Boba,
man, I feel like it's been much longer than that, personally. But
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely dragged by. We just had a lot of Marvel stuff. Disney Plus has put out a lot of Marvel things, obviously. So we've been a little focused on that. Not much to talk about when it comes to Star Wars. But listen, the Book of Boba Fett is popping off. So right now we're 6 episodes in. And we're going to be getting into the 7th one next week, which is the season finale. So initial thoughts so far, the first 6 episodes, general thoughts, how you feel about it, and go from there.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. You're right, by the way. You're right. Because Disney Plus came out in 2019. So never mind. Mandalorian season 1 2019, and then you're right. It wasn't until 2020. Last time we seen Mandalorian content was 2020. You're right. I just realized that.
Definitely,
I got the years mixed up.
I would say October is when like Hawkeye and stuff was starting. And stuff. I would have remembered.
I realized that last second. I was thinking, wait, there's way too much.
Yeah, because Boba came out December of
after. Yeah. So I got the.
Yeah. So technically, if you count Bad Batch, I don't really. I mean, it's canon, but I don't count it. We haven't had real live. Let's put it this way: we haven't had live action Star Wars content since the end of 2020. That is wild. Okay, that's why it felt so long. I'm like, bro, I know for a fact
Bad Batch came. Yeah,
it feels like it's been a long time. So
yeah, I mean, time went by fast too. I honestly forgot about Bad Batch because I sort of threw out of it.
Forgettable. But look. Initial thoughts, what's your initial thoughts on the first 6 episodes there?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have much thoughts other than that the present day story isn't very interesting. I mean, it's revealed by episode 2 or 3 that the Pikes are the main villains of the show, who originally in the Clone Wars. So naturally, I feel like a lot of characters are starting to pop up from Filoni's Clone Wars or Rebels.
Well, Mr. Filoni has something to do with that, but
yeah, I know. And yeah, I mean, the episodes were fine. It's just I'm not very engaged with any of the characters. And then episode 5 and 6 come along, and they make all their previous ones look pale in comparison because of how much content. Episode 5 reminded me how strong the Mandalorian's presence is. He has minimal dialogue, and he I'm not sure if Pedro Pascal was on set because I think most of the time they have his stunt double appear and then he just voices it in the studio, probably at his home with COVID going on.
Right.
But he's still able, whoever is physically appearing on set,
how amazing is that? He could play that forever. Theoretically.
100%.
He doesn't. He could be filming a movie, somewhere else, and
Oh yeah.
at night decided to do the voiceover for Mando. I mean, how
Oh,
amazing is that?
100%. Because that's why I'm not sure what like how scheduling worked because which it's probably worked out in his favor to be honest. Because I think he probably was filming The Last of Us. No, 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 no. He probably wasn't filming The Last of Us because season three's in production right now. So
Right, right,
it's wild though. But yeah, it's just like the Pikes as the main villains are so underdeveloped and so uninteresting. And this is coming for someone who didn't really like them from the Clone Wars series. Like the only
right,
interesting arc was when they were connected to Dark Tyrannus, like who's revealed to be Count Dooku. You remember that
right.
episode or arc for season 6?
Yep,
I thought that was really cool because like Obi-Wan ends up finding out about how like Count Dooku told him the truth on Geonosis and
right,
refused to listen.
right,
But even so, like they were there for the sake of like adding some more tension to the plot. But
right, right, right.
um, I mean, I think they had like other purpose, but you know what I mean. It's just everything's been fine so far, but 5 and 6 are just they're really good, and it's just everything I want out of Star Wars. We're in these episodes, and the finale is shaping out to be something special. So, and
I
I have a feeling your thoughts probably lie where my mind is right now. But do you disagree? Do you think that did you like the first 5 episodes or first 4 episodes
so
before?
the first, so I all right. I'm a little indifferent when it comes to that. So the first four, I kind of like the stuff from the past, like after he got out of the pit. I don't mind that, like his little come up you know from after the whole Skywalker almost dying in the pit of death. I like the past stuff more. The present stuff makes sense. I mean, I just personally I don't see why his goal was to take over the Jabba palace. I mean, he was technically a hired gun in the pre or I'm sorry, the original trilogy.
Yeah,
So why would a hired gun care to have that? It's not like he was one of Jabba's like servants, like he was a hired gun. Like he worked, yeah, he worked for Jabba through the bounty hiring, right? Like
yeah,
I
you're right.
why did he suddenly just want that title? I mean, I guess it's more so just to have some kind of leadership title is like a sign of endearment for him, is what I kind of think the angle that they're going at. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like first 4 episodes, which kind of sucks because it's the Book of Boba. um
Yeah,
right now I feel like we're watching the book of everything else, like I think
yeah.
we talked about before the episode started. But um
Cameo Boba.
a cameo of Bubba, yeah. I mean, so I like it. I would say the first four were okay. But then we get into this fifth and sixth one, and I'm just freaking mind blown. Like the Mandalorian, hands down, is becoming the centerpiece of the Star Wars universe, right? Can we all agree on that? The Mando himself is kind of being that main titular character that Luke Skywalker maybe was, right? And let me rephrase this because I'm going to get all the original trilogy people to jump on me and want to kill me. He's nowhere near Luke's status, obviously. I will never say that. Okay. Listen to me. He is not Luke. But in this current moment, because Ray's not really well liked, right? As far as the sequel trilogies, I like Ray personally. I love her as a character, and maybe written wrong at times. We can argue that to the day we die. But um, right now, the Mando's like the most universally loved character in the Star Wars universe at the moment, this present moment, right? And him to pop up, I'm just like, this is gonna fucking pop off. Like this is Mando to the finest. I mean, he's fighting with the Dark Saber. I mean, how much did you freak out when he started to fight with it? Because I, I listen. For those who don't watch Rebels, for those who don't watch Clone Wars, get your ass on Disney Plus and press play. That's all I can tell you because that hype, that moment. Now, the moment technically was when we saw Moff Gideon have the dark saber.
That yeah.
Like it
Oh,
exists.
I
Obviously,
will
that
always
was like
remember
holy
that
shit.
moment. I was like,
But None of those moments mean shit to you unless you press play on Clone Wars and you press play on Rebels. I'm telling you guys right now, you have to go and watch that. It is literally canon, first of all, and now they're referencing everything from it in these live action series. You have to go and watch them. That's my advice to you, people. Go
Yeah.
and watch Clone Wars.
Especially
Go and watch Rebels.
Rebels is more honestly more accessible than the Clone Wars because they release all the episodes out of chronological order. So I'd probably go on a website somewhere and search up the
How to watch
order of
Clone Wars? They'll
how to watch
probably
Clone
add
Wars.
in like a chronological section, like they kind of do
They
with the
need to
MCU.
at some point.
I think they will. I think
I'm
they
so
will.
confused. I'm so
I'm
confused
pretty
on why they
confident.
did because you have like episodes from
Well, release order makes sense. It's just how they have the seasons, like how they are. If you're more so saying why they ever had it come out like that in the first place, dumb. But
yeah. I mean
obviously,
to say that.
when they place it in the Disney Plus, they have to put it however
Oh
they
yeah, yeah. I
do
mean
it.
to say like why they released it like originally that way, but that's
Yeah,
besides.
initially, like
You
in general,
like literally
right?
that's those are probably like what that's literally what you need to watch like everything Mandalorian related. Like you literally need
It's
these
such an
shows,
interconnecting piece, and when Mando was
especially
fighting
Rebels.
with that dark saber, boy, I was freaking out. I'm like, that
Yeah,
he is whooping ass.
it's so such a good scene, and it's definitely a parallel to the scene from Trials of the Dark Saber, where Sabine is being trained by Kanan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far you got into your Rebels watch yet, but oh, spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
at some point, Sabine and company get in contact with the dark saber. I won't explain through what means,
Right.
but anyways, she like the parallel is like Sabine mentions, why does the sword get heavier every single time I swing it? And then Kanan responds with, well, have the energy like flow through you, like have your movements be natural, something along those lines. And Armor has a play on that. She says, well, like every single time you're striking against the blade, strike with it. Make
How they
sure
had
you're
that
connected
same
with it.
type of scene in
Yeah,
Mando.
exactly.
I mean, how amazing is that? Like,
Yeah,
it was interesting that I can't remember his name, the other Mandalorian that was he was fighting for the honor of the dark saber.
it's a pre.
Um,
I think his name is like Previsla.
yeah,
His
and
last name is Vizsla.
his saying his ancestor is the one who technically, obviously didn't know them, but his original ancestor going back 1,000 years is the one who created the saber, and
Yep.
it falls in his lineage. So for those who don't know, the dark saber is a lightsaber, obviously, right? So it's just a dark saber, not a lightsaber, and it was created by a Jedi Mandalorian combo, right? And this was over 1,000 years ago, probably in the realm of like the Light of the Jedi books, maybe a little before that. Because I think Light of the Jedi, no, Light of the Jedi is what 400 years before everything that we're watching,
I think somewhere I know
or
that
even
the
further
most I
back.
know is like I think the Acolyte show is 100 or 200 years before the
That's the end of the High
version.
Republic, though.
But
That's
that's
the
the
end.
yeah, like,
That'll
that's the
be
end of the
this will
High
be
Republic
even that's after Light of the
too.
Jedi. I hope
Yeah.
we could talk about that in a separate convo, but I hope they make book to film for the Light of the Jedi series. Like, have you read any of the books?
I have not yet.
You
I
need to
have
start.
not.
You need to start. I have this is the first one. I've gotten through a good amount of it. Yoda's in it. I mean, we're talking like OG Jedi. That this is when Jedi were really there was not now we don't know for sure until we go through all the books, but there was not a lot of conflict. Like the Jedi were that higher, superior religious power, right? And they followed suit like that. And maybe with the acolyte, not even maybe, I think guaranteed with the acolyte, we're going to start to see the first kind of wavering, at least in live action, one of the
Yeah.
first to have that waver.
How the Jedi is actively intervening in politics
Right, right.
and we have changes like
Well,
like
it's just, it goes back to
bureaucracy.
like real politics, right? Like involving religion with politics, like how it shouldn't be the case, right? Like that the Jedi were a religion. The Mandalores are a religion. Like they follow a religion technically. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And to combine that with politics, is, not good. So, um, dude, like just to know that he was the answer. They go to fight for the dark saber, and Mando wins, but then Mando ends up getting kicked out of the Mandalore Order. What's going on?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I mean, I think it makes sense. I mean, rules are
Oh, yeah,
rules.
that's the
Um,
yeah.
and they don't give that snippet. The only way you can resolve this issue is if you go to Mandalore's minds. Like Mandalore is the center point of the next season of the Mandalorian. Let's be clear here. 100% it is going to be the take back of Mandalore. Would you agree or disagree?
Well, Mandalore is kind of destroyed.
It's
Like
not blown up
it's
though.
no,
It's
it's
control. Is
gone.
it still control? No, the
No,
planet's
like
not.
it's gone. Like it's, it's literally. Did you see the episode? So the flashback of like the Great Purge is like this huge bombing raid that took place. Like they destroyed the capital city. Like it's
Yeah, it's not. Well, it's not. The planet's not blown up though. Like there's still the
oh
planet.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like
There's
oh I mean
still
like the actual
right.
city
I saw the Great Purge. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
oh
It
gotcha
doesn't
gotcha yeah
matter
yeah.
though. Mandalore is the planet, isn't it? There's a city within
That'd be
Mandalore.
good. Wait,
That's
did
what I'm
I
saying.
see
The
it? Wait,
planet, the Death Star didn't blow up the planet. Like the planet's still there.
oh wait, hold on. What wasn't the Death Star? Hold on, let me
Well,
look.
I'm
That's
saying
actually a
in
good
general though.
question. Because I always refer to Mandalore as this. Oh no, it is a planet. Okay, yeah. So
Yep.
the city is called. Wait, did they never have a city name?
It's probably just the they just call probably just call it the city, the downtown, the city, or whatever they call it.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
Yeah, but the
that's
Mandalore
wild.
is the planet. The planet still exists, and there are members. What is the order? Because Darth Maul is the reason why Mandalore was taken over. Correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
He,
te-
what is his order called? God, what is Darth Maul's order called?
unless you're talking about Death Watch,
Death Watch.
but that
They I
wasn't
know they attacked Mandalore and the Mandalorian leader and killed him.
so yes, that's great. So
Yes.
Death Watch, so Maul worked with Death Watch to take over Mandalore from Dutch Satine.
Right.
And then he Maul portrayed Vizsla, like the original head of the
Right.
organization, but Bo-Katan was also with them as well. And people
Right.
tend to forget that Bo-Katan was a terrorist, guys. Like, I don't think she's a very good person. Like, she's
No, no, no,
awful.
no.
Like,
She's definitely
she killed
not.
a lot of innocent people.
But I
Um,
think the overall purpose would be for the Mandalorians to go back home, right? All of them. And I think whoever's left, and
yeah,
they're all kind of scattered throughout the planet, or oh, sorry, throughout the universe, from what we can tell. We hope that's the case. I want to see a lot more Bo-Katan, some more Ahsoka, maybe some Ezra. I mean, don't sleep on it, brother. Don't sleep
it's
on it.
wild though. I kind of didn't put that into respect. It sort of reminds me of
Well,
in the
is
Bad
Ahsoka's
Batch.
series coming out before season 3 of Mando?
It's probably coming out way after.
Because I thought they were interconnected. I know for a fact they're interconnected. The Ahsoka series and the Mando series.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Ahsoka's
So
probably
I
coming
didn't
in like
know.
2023.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think
I'm just wondering. I'm
man
wondering what the
yeah,
maybe Mando's just gonna show up and try to help them find Ezra. That's probably what it is.
there's probably a possibility.
Um.
That will
So honestly, bro, with that, since Ezra's kind of sitting in, not sitting, but kind of in, are
the
they
unknown.
leaning towards having him be the titular character for the future?
Ezra. Um,
Because he's not aging, right? He's in the world between worlds. He's not aging.
no, that's incorrect. He just went to an unknown part of the galaxy.
Are we sure about that?
No, 100%. 100%.
Was that
Because
confirmed
the
though?
well, eh, think about it like the so you're referring to in the finale. You're fine if I tell you the finale of Rebels.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, these creatures called the Purgle can
Mhm.
travel, can use hyperspace. Like they're the only creatures known at the moment known in Star Wars canon who are capable of doing that
Right.
without having a hyperspace drive. So Ezra tells like part of his crew at the time, it was like a huge crew or whatever, to use like something called frequency zero, which summons the Purgle, and then he basically distracted Thrawn long enough to teleport his Star Destroyer to another part of the galaxy. So like they don't teleport. I mean, like from what they explain, they don't teleport to a different reality. They just teleport to like an unknown part of the universe. That's why Sabine says we need to find him because the actual like the world between worlds.
So he's aged a ton.
Oh, 100%. Like there's very much possibility that he
Not,
aged.
I mean, not in the 50s. Maybe like what, late 20s, early 30s.
Oh no,
By the time they find him.
there's only been like
Well, and the Rebels is what they said 3 years before Mando
it's
season one.
like you mean New Hope? Are
Wait,
you talking about the finale where we see Ahsoka
no, you're
meet
right.
up with
Yeah, I'm talking.
Sabine?
What? Okay, hold on. You're right.
No, you're good. Well,
It's 10 years before Mando season one ish. 10 to 12 years before Mando
so
season one.
it gets a bit complicated because Rebels is after Bad Batch, obviously.
Right.
The finale where we see Ahsoka meet up with
Pick up
Satine,
16. Yeah.
that scene, we don't know where it takes place in canon. That's why people were theorizing. Well, wait a minute. If Ahsoka's a Mandalorian, did she already meet up with Satine and then like did something else in the
I don't
meantime?
think she would have been involved with that. No. So I'm thinking it's
You
the
know what I
opposite.
mean? So
Yeah. I mean,
either
we're gonna find
Ahsoka,
out. I mean, we're
yeah.
easily gonna find out in Ahsoka.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%. So either she did that, or Ahsoka before meeting up with Satine was already looking for Thrawn, found his location, and then in live action, like for the Ahsoka series, they'll pick up at the exact moment with her wearing um like the white hood,
that'd be interesting.
everything, and
Yeah.
then like jumpstart. But yeah, so to your point, Ezra, like he's somewhere in the universe. We just don't know where.
Right.
So
Right. I mean,
I'm
I
not
just
saying
something. I just feel like they could pull him out that series in live action to say he's now our guy. Like this is the new. This is post Ray. This is maybe Ray is involved somehow, right? Like they find a way to get her involved. I just clear as day. I don't know if you disagree or not. I mean, because then again, it's been so many years after. I don't know. Ray can't get involved. They'll be too old. Like, what's the purpose of even getting her involved? Because that's like 20 something years after that. The
Mandalorian.
no the series the episode 7, 8, 9.
Oh, he's
Like
30 years after
30 years.
Return
I
of the
mean,
Jedi.
like
So
who are we?
20,
Ahsoka's
24
probably
years
not
for
there
Mandalorian. So
anymore.
a bunch of
At
characters
least I
probably dead with
doubt
that.
I doubt Ahsoka's there. If not, she's just really old.
That's just
Ezra, if they find him, probably
yeah.
it's going to
There's a
be
lot
pretty
of
old. I can't see them kind of involved in that. I mean, I don't see them making movies for anything pre 7, 8, 9. I think they'll just continue a series.
yeah. Also, it's funny you mentioned something about old. We also saw a BD-1 unit. If you
Yes,
remember, in
that
episode
wasn't the
five.
BD, right?
But I don't think that was dub BD though, because
No,
otherwise,
it's really
Cal's
cool that they're bringing in something from a game though, because that BDs didn't
that
exist until the game.
dude, his one I'm pretty sure like the droid would like beat the BD unit with CGI looked amazing. First of
Oh,
all,
oh yeah, yeah.
second, I love how they brought in his sound effects. Like
Hmm.
his scanning
Yep.
was identical to the game.
Oh, 100%.
Um, like the actual the way he flashes the imagery,
Listen, how
the game
aware
so
is
awesome.
Filoni and crew? How aware are they of what
It's
we
so
love? We
I love
love
those
Fallen
connections.
Order, right? Like generally speaking, it is one of the most well-received games ever. And he said, "Let's bring in something that people are going to be like, I know that."
Yeah,
Like he's just aware.
so cool.
He's very
Yeah,
cognizant of little things that would help fan base.
yeah, and that's why that's honestly what I want from Star Wars. I don't think I feel like when it comes to these series, there's a lot of pressure for filmmakers, like for whatever filmmakers hired, to do a Star Wars project. If they're set in the Skywalker saga, I feel like they're pressured into having those connections when you can just have references to the larger universe. You don't need, a Luke Skywalker to show up or Ahsoka Tano. If you do something as simple as acknowledging that a BD-1 unit exists in the universe
Right.
to prove that like
Like,
the
hey, that's
BD,
Cal. Like,
yeah, like the
so
BD,
I will say this though, real quick.
yeah,
Um, two things that you mentioned how we don't need a Luke Skywalker. We're gonna get into that in a second.
yeah.
I think now really thinking about it, Cal could pop up though in the Kenobi series. I'm not sure they will. It might be one of the biggest surprises, but the fact they were able to bring in the BD unit, maybe they're trying to tell us something, right? Because I think everything so far has been a foreshadow. and we're gonna get into the Luke Skywalker thing in episode six of the Book of Mando. Everybody else, the cameo of Boba. Last this past Wednesday's episode, Luke Skywalker appears again. So we get Ahsoka to show up and kind of help Mando. Well, first of all, let's go a little further back before I get into that. How cool is it they rebuilt an Old Republic ship?
Oh, the N1 Star, dude, that was so. And
How
they
dope is
had
that?
that entire sequence was a parallel to pod racing
Yes. Oh
because
yeah.
he went through the same canyon as Anakin did in Phantom
Yes,
Menace.
he
That was so.
sure did.
Oh my god,
Dude,
I love
what a
Filoni. That yeah.
Phantom Menace callback. Who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought? Like even Filoni was probably like, I think people might hate that we call back to the Phantom Menace, but fuck it. And he said fuck it. And I'm like, fuck it. I love it. Like he's so good
Yeah.
at doing
And
what he needs
Bryce
to
Dallas,
do.
yeah, but Bryce Dallas Howard deserves a lot of credit too. She directed that episode. I don't know, like she's improved so much
That's the
from
girl who
her.
helped build the ship, right?
Bryce, no, I'm talking about Bryce Dallas Howard, the director. You know, the
Oh, the
actress from
directed the
Jurassic
episode.
World. She's
Gotcha, gotcha.
doing
Okay.
so good. Like if you look at her episodes from season one and you compare it to like her season two episode and then her episode, like she's just improving.
100%.
And I honestly I want an entire series directed by her. Like you can tell she genuinely loves
And you know what?
being behind the camera.
We don't even need to say that because I know Filoni sees it, and that's why he continues to give her more episodes.
Yep.
So he's probably gonna give her something,
Yeah,
and I
it's
hope
tricky
so.
because Favreau's thinking, oh, wait a minute, you know, because Favreau's doing a lot right. Filoni and Favreau, but
Right?
I think Favreau, you know, probably takes a lot of the writing responsibilities on himself, which is why we
Yeah,
don't
I
see
think he's
too
kind
much.
of more supervisory, but I think we see a lot of
Oh,
Filoni.
yeah, I think, yeah,
Filoni's remember, when it comes to the Clone Wars, he's given a lot of those themes in live action.
oh
A
yeah,
lot. We're seeing a lot of Clone Wars s Rebels s kind of feel. Well, the Rebels a little different, but dude. So we'll keep going. So we get into the scene where Mando goes to deliver a suit of armor, Mandalorian armor, to Grogu, and the minute he said he was going to give that to Grogu, I knew Luke. He meaning Luke was going to use that as a method of, do you want to be a Jedi or do you not? Like I just something told me right away he's gonna have to choose between picking that or picking. I didn't think it'd be a lightsaber, but picking a lightsaber, right? Which we can get deeper into that. But Ahsoka kind of pops up and convinces Mando not to be involved. But then throughout the episode, we get a lot of Jedi Academy, right? Like we get Luke training Grogu with a lot of the same things that Yoda taught him with, and he honestly he thought to do this because Grogu's the same species. He knows it, right? He even told Grogu, "I knew someone that was just like you," and something tells me Yoda knows who Grogu is. Like whether it's a nephew or a niece or a cousin
yeah.
or a
We
child. I mean, we need to know.
so
I want to know. I'm sorry. Some people say like, oh, we can keep it as a mystery, keep some more.
I
It's
need to
like
know.
I need to know.
I have a working theory.
It's Yaddle and Yoda's baby.
No. Oh,
Yes,
you know what's crazy?
they probably do
Um,
like little force things that
Yaddle.
have babies.
'Cause I think you mentioned this to me a while back. I think you mentioned in an episode uh, long ago that Yaddle um obviously died after the Phantom Menace after the Phantom Menace.
After is that
He
their
was
no after Attack of the Clones, but I do. So that might be Legends non-canon. That specific, she did die, but that specific story of how she died and with Anakin being involved with being very close to her, I think that's Legends canon. I don't think it's canon.
oh okay.
So that may that kind of changes everything up. But either way, she's obviously deceased. That's I mean she was already really old.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
was older than Yoda in the prequel series,
Oh geez,
the
yeah.
prequel movies.
So
So
all I can say is um it wasn't there's something I wanted to mention too. I love the flashback to Order 66. Like all the Jedi being slaughtered. I am so even my chair decided. I am so freaking happy we got live action clone troopers again.
oh
This with the same design as the like literally the same design. I
dude,
understand it's
it
all
felt
CGI.
watching that
So
honestly,
yeah.
it felt so kind of like the theatrical the themes were awesome, weren't they? Like theatrically speaking, like the camera angles, the CGI, the color scheme, the it felt like I kind of felt like I was watching on this screen actually, my monitor. I kind of felt like I was in it. Like I felt like I was in that hallway. I felt like I was Grogu. Like that is don't they're learning. And they meaning a lot of these people doing these different movies and stuff like that. They're learning how to work angles better. They're learning how to work the cameras better. They're
All
learning what to
Filoni,
add in
baby.
artistically.
He's getting better.
Filoni, Filoni, because it's much easier to do a cartoon, right? As far as making things look how you want. But to be able to bring those same themes into a live action thing, when you have such a well established, very successful series in Clone Wars, to be able to easily transfer that over to live action,
So good.
applause to Filoni, man.
He's
From
getting better
Favreau,
too.
Filoni, everybody, director, like you said. I mean, everybody just had a very, very integral part in making this successful. This was one of, if not the best episodes on Disney Plus. Would you agree or disagree?
I wouldn't go. I wouldn't say the best episode of Disney Plus. I wouldn't go as far as say it's probably the best. I think episode 5 is better, and I'm gonna go into why like my slight complaints I have with the episode that probably won't bother some, but I won't go. I won't go that far. I won't go that far. It's a really good episode,
It's
but
up there.
I
Look,
can't I
so
can't take that.
I'll tell you what, and I think you might say this is the case or not, but I think you hate people depending on the main characters, right? So like,
What do you mean?
do you feel like episode 6 was like we're giving you Luke to make you happy when you personally don't think we need Luke to make us happy with these episodes?
Oh yeah, that's exactly my reasoning. Like
Right,
I was watching
right.
the episode, I was
Depending
like, oh,
on the titular
yeah,
characters,
this
right?
is really cool. But like we did, I even I went like I wrote a long paragraph too on a person I follow on TikTok, and I because they shared the same opinion as me, and I was like, as cool as it was to see the return of like Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka, we did not need them. Like at the end of the day, this show is called the Book of Boba Fett, and it's concerning when they have like when the plot is so uninteresting to a point where people are literally forgetting the other episodes. Like
Well,
honestly, I'll be honest though.
hold on. I think this you're let's remember they had these episodes done in one group, right? They didn't just
I
do the
mean,
first four and say, "Hey, we need to do 5 and 6 to save the series." It's not like those episodes were out,
no, never said
right?
that. I'm just saying
No,
that like
I'm
as
just
a
like
like
there was a plan, and I'll go over that. But go ahead.
oh yeah, I'm not that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like if you're to ask someone what happened in the first 4 episodes, they would give you the most basic response. But if you ask them in like if you said, "Can you give me an in-depth review of episode 5 and 6?" They would go over everything,
So
and they would say how much they love it,
I
and
think
I
you're
do
more
too.
upset.
That's the problem. You know what
You're
I mean?
more upset with the sacrifice of the content we could have had with just Boba, right? Or Boba and the supporting characters
It's not even
within the
that. I
Boba
just think
series.
like we literally could have just waited to get this. I mean,
I
I'm glad that we
I
did,
don't think we
but
did.
there's
You
no
want to know
reason.
why? And this I'll get into this now. There was a purpose for all of it. So why kind of foreshadow the Jedi Academy, the physical building, right?
And I know,
Why go through the Luke Skywalker Grogu dynamic of training? Why go through having Grogu make a choice between becoming a Mandalorian or becoming a Jedi? The Jedi Academy series is coming. I
oh
don't care
sure.
what
I mean,
anybody says.
so
This episode, I've said this is way before, Matt. I specifically told you when Luke popped up to save Grogu against Moff Gideon. I not say this? I think I said this on the episode. A Jedi Academy series coming. I said more so it'll be animated. Maybe still will be. We'll figure that out. Because let's remember, Mark Hamill is one of the best animated voice actors in the world. So he's excellent.
oh yeah,
So
yeah.
they could do animated still, but this they're clearly showing us the angle of a series like this is coming. I think we're getting a live action Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy series with Grogu. They're both going to go around the universe to recruit other kids, Jedi, whatever you want to call them. Ahsoka may be involved to some degree. And how dope is it that Ahsoka is involved with Luke, right? Like they know each other. And
that's so, and that was my complaint.
I think she
I
well, she may have just met him in a way, right? Maybe
no, just met him. They seem like they knew each other
no,
for a
not just
while.
well, not the
Oh,
episode met
gotcha.
him. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay, gotcha.
after the episodes 4, 5, and 6 is when she met him. I don't think during 4, 5, and 6 she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you meant like I think you meant like these episodes. Like you just
No,
like
they
okay,
were just on that. No, no.
never mind.
Episodes 4, 5, and 6. Obviously, Luke didn't meet her at all. She probably met after when Vader died. Is probably when she went to go meet him, right? Because
Yeah,
she
so
she
that
she
was
always
my
had that interconnected energy with Anakin. It's like she'd feel him,
yeah.
right? So and we even see that in the Rebels and stuff like that. So I I obviously they met and then they became close and then they kind of were the only two Jedi and honestly Ahsoka's not a Jedi. Let's be real, she's a Force user. She's not a
That's very
Jedi.
true. I
So
always forget that too. That's
right, right, she's not. She's literally she doesn't want to be, and not even that
yeah,
she was kicked out the Order. She literally didn't want to be a Jedi anymore and doesn't
yeah.
want to be a Jedi anymore. She's a Force user. She's she's Qui-Gon Jinn without the Jedi title. Qui-Gon always was that kind of guy that balanced between both
That's you know
sides.
that's actually a really accurate assessment because I feel like Qui Gon would be just the male version of Ahsoka,
Literally,
minus the personality. Like
literally.
I think in
Right,
terms of
personality is
in
different for
terms of
sure.
what they do, you know
Right.
what I mean.
Mhm.
But no, like the only complaint I have is that I just felt like their interaction was so anticlimactic, and Ahsoka didn't need to be in this episode.
I don't mind
I
it because
honestly
she
feel
was
like
already in the previous one. I mean, it was a good way to bring kind of all the Jedi together. Like the three
I mean yeah,
Jedi,
it's all
three
right,
Jedi we
but
knowingly know are still in the universe:
yeah.
Grogu, Luke, and Ahsoka. Makes
And
sense.
yeah, so I mean it right, but like it was just like so sudden. It was a very awkward appearance, is what I'll say. And I
I
love
just
Rosario Dawson. It's not
I
like
love
she's
how when they talk about Grogu, Luke is like, yeah, he's struggling with choices and doesn't, and she's like, just like your father. If I'm Luke, I'm like, you mean the father that went and killed a bunch of little kids in a damn building because he was pissed off about his girlfriend? Oh, that one. uh,
it's so weird. I keep forgetting that Vader killed younglings. Like how do you oh Jesus. I don't know how you seek redemption from that.
it's just
I was actually
horrible.
thinking about that
All
yesterday.
because of a
Um
freaking vision that wasn't even coming true unless he did everything in the vision
and
himself.
the most frustrating part too is they literally had a like he had a vision of the future when he met the son. You remember the son of the
Right.
dark side
Hmm.
way back when during the Clone Wars, and it was like, oh my god, like he knew everything. And then of course his mind was erased because canonically speaking, it'd be pretty awkward if Anakin knew what his fate was and didn't try to do anything to stop it. But
It's just yeah, kind of fits the
it's crazy
narrative.
though. But yeah, I mean
But
that's
look,
my complaint.
yeah, I mean, I
I
get
feel
it.
like
I
they're
just like 100% though. They are doing a live, either a live. I'm gonna say live action. They're doing a live action Jedi Academy. I think they're gonna just continue to do CGI Luke. It makes sense. It looks good. I like CGI Luke.
so I think like facial expression, he looks like way too realistic and it's scarily realistic. I think his mouth movements look very awkward at times. Like you can
Yeah,
definitely tell.
but
And then
at the same time though,
his his voice
if
mod.
if
Oh,
that's green lit, a lot more money's coming to make that
yeah.
look better.
And then
So
his voice sounds very robotic at times.
yeah,
It
I
sounds like
agree
a
with that.
lot of "Will I see you again?" Like it's very difficult though. I think
Yeah,
they're honestly I wouldn't have minded to just cast another actor and I have Mark Hamill's blessing for whoever plays him. I wouldn't mind
I
because
mean, we'll
for
see.
us
I mean, they could.
my interpretation would be in like the universe, the characters still see Mark Hamill as the character, but
Right.
as an audience member, we just see another actor. You know what I
Makes a
mean?
difference, right? Exactly. I
So in
mean,
the universe,
all with his blessing, I don't mind the CGI stuff though, especially for a series. I mean,
oh
I'm
yeah,
okay with
yeah,
it.
yeah. I
I
mean,
think the
it looked good
series
for the most
is
part.
better than I think for a movie. But I mean, they
Um,
they had to be doing. I mean, we still don't even know Grogu's choice, right? Like, did Grogu choose Jedi
yeah,
or did Grogu choose Mandalore?
but is this back to like I guess like the to come full circle with this? It's like as I said before, we didn't need these last two episodes. I think at the end of the day, it's called the Book of Boba Fett for a reason, and I think the sacrifice Boba's screen time is not the best decision.
I
But
just
I don't necessarily regret the fact that the episodes exist because they made me very happy at a time where you know I kind of just wanted something more out of the show. The bigger question is, are you willing to sacrifice the fact that you're just like outright setting up
I
future, like
I
it's
think
a
that's the
blame,
purpose though, bro.
and I don't like
That's what
that.
I'm trying
And
to tell you.
I've said it time
I'm
and time
okay with
again.
it.
I don't. For me, I don't like when like I said before. I'm gonna stick by it. I know I get a bunch of hate. I'm fine with it. I don't like when episodes exist just so you can set up something else. I don't think that's good storytelling. I think in hindsight, the episode is good. Like if this episode were in a different show, I wouldn't be mad. But at the end of the day, it's called the Book of Boba Fett, right? And Boba hasn't had a single line of dialogue for 2 episodes. Like that's concerning. If they had like Mandalorian only scenes, but had it connect back to Boba more frequently, that's fine. But Luke has no connection to Boba, minus the fact that he calls his death, so to speak. Ahsoka has no connection to Luke. The Grogu doesn't have like a too much of a connection to Luke, even though Boba helped him, Mando, um, free him from Off Gideon, right? Like that's about
I
to
see
happen.
what you're saying, and I
So
think there's really not much of a
that's the thing,
story to build on Boba though, right? Like
which is a problem.
well, there
You know
was
what I mean?
never in the first place. You know what I mean?
So
Like you're expecting a story to be built out of 4 episodes. Like there was never really a baseline story in the first place. Like they gave us what they could give us. They gave us more in terms of content and a setup, and I'm okay with that because I think it's gonna give us some really damn good series in the future. Like that, it's all kind of a plan to build the interconnected series, right? And I
thank you.
think we're going to get probably one of the best series we've ever seen in the Jedi Academy. I
Thank you.
wanted I wanted a post episodes 4, 5, 6, pre episodes 7, 8, 9, centered around Luke, just like I've always wanted post episode 3 Vader's focused content and pre 4, 5, 6, right? Because a lot of people argue, episodes 4, 5, and 6 are Vader's arc, right? Like that's Vader's story. But
Mhm.
I don't want that. Honestly, I'm selfish. I'm gonna say it. I want to see Vader just go around and kill people for 2 hours. That's it. Give me uh, Vader, the bounty hunter. Like I don't even care what you call it. Give me him hunting down Jedi. Period. That's all I want. It's selfish. It's content. I don't care. I'll watch a movie and I'll pay
You know
money
what?
for
You
it.
can always read the comics too, because a lot of
I
comics
know. Oh my
really
God,
into
there's
it.
like a couple scenes specifically I want to be in live action. I'm not going to speak on them now, but
Yeah.
um,
So
but real quick
that's where
going
I
back
lie.
to the Grogu, uh, the Grogu. Oh my God, where was I going? The choice that he has to make.
Yeah,
So, are we kind of thinking he's going to be the next Mando Jedi combo?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like he's that next ancestor. I think he's going to get the Dark Saber. Honestly, I really genuinely think so. Like Grogu could be the piece
Yep.
that brings it all together. And maybe that's him leaving the Jedi Order for now to help Mando to stay with Mando for now, or maybe not. I do like the callbacks though. A couple callbacks. One, we get Yoda's lightsaber. I have no idea how Luke got it. Like
Um.
was it in episode 6 or 5?
So, fun fact. There's a canon novel that came out. That's the pro. I wouldn't be surprised if it's retcon, but there's a canon Vader novel that confirmed that Yoda's lightsaber was like burned in an incinerator. So, so always
Yeah, I don't
funny
think
too.
it's
The
they made a lot of those retro though.
counter to that is either Yoda made a new one for himself but never sought to use it, or he left behind instructions on how to create his again.
I think that novel's null and void. A lot of those novels were retconned, so I would just say that's retconned.
So easier direction will be
There's too many.
retcon it,
There's that
like
sounds
like how
exactly
they
like one
did,
of those
yeah,
stories that they retcon everything from Legends.
like
Like
how
it's
they did whole, yeah, like how they did Kanan's retcon, like
yeah,
uh,
it's
Bad Batch.
100% a
That's
retcon
probably what they're
situation.
doing, and
It's
which is
I would think so.
unfortunate too. Which is very unfortunate too, because the writers are giving the impression, oh, we just made a canon story, you know.
I mean, it's
Do
still good
everyone.
content to watch. People still enjoy it.
Well, I mean,
I'm okay with the retcon. You got to do the retcon to make your story
yeah.
hurt.
Well, I mean, like the
But
writers of
the
the
book,
comics, because they were,
right? The book
they're
or
kind of in a
comics, yeah.
position where
Well, I mean, that's how
you
it
know
is, bro. You got to make the story fit. You retcon it. So I
It's a
know
little
with
ago.
another thing, a callback that I like though, this kind of fits towards episode 789. Like Luke, how Luke kind of made ultimatums to all of his students, right? Like Luke fell back into the shitty Jedi way, and making Grogu make this choice is that first example of what he did. Like, obviously his crazy mindset towards Kylo caused Kylo to turn bad, right? And I, Luke failed. Like this, that's such a small minor thing having Grogu make that choice, but it shows the growing issue of what Luke was to become, which was that typical old school shitty Jedi.
Yeah, I know. It's so
That's a
that's
call.
why I
That's a
said it
call.
looks.
What do you? It's not really a call back. It's like a call forward because obviously
Yeah,
this is in
and
the past.
that's what I love so much about his character in the Last Jedi is that he explicitly states that the Jedi Order was full of hypocrisy that allowed Darth Sidious to rise underneath their noses. Like that was the entire purpose. Literally,
Well, even
that's
Yoda was
what
saying in
character put him.
episode was it 9 or 8 where he's like maybe it should. Like Luke was like the Jedi Order will fail to be destroyed. It's done. He's like, well, maybe it should. He's right.
Mhm.
Like it should. Luke was supposed to be the difference.
And
Like
then he
it wasn't.
delivered it back
It
to the
wasn't
original.
bring the Jedi back to make the Jedi go here when the Sith were down here. It was bring the Jedi back to at least do this, if not do maybe a little bit, but that it's such a small snippet, right?
Yeah,
Making Grogu make that choice, but that is a prime example of why he failed. And I think we're going to see the little mistakes he made, the
yeah.
breadcrumbs, if you will, that lead to that his disappearance for
Because
episode
I
seven,
think those types of
7, 8.
decisions are just unnecessary. I feel like you should be able to simultaneously have attachments, but also
And
remain
and let's
like a
not
Jedi
forget,
Order
he trains Leia, right? So
originally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Leia may meet Grogu at some point. You would think so at least.
Yeah,
Han,
yeah.
so
And
on
of
and so
course,
forth.
the only concern is, a common question brought up: why didn't Luke mention uh Grogu to Ben? Chances are Grogu never completed his training. Leia never
Oh,
completed her
I
training.
think Grogu.
You know
So
what I mean?
Grogu is
Le-
100% on Mandalore during 789.
Yeah. So Leia didn't complete her
His
training. Is he considered a first student? Grogu probably doesn't complete her training. Ben was his first official student because he actually went up to the apprentice
No,
set.
Ben wasn't his first. No, it
Yes,
wasn't. No,
one of
no,
his first
he
students.
recruited Jedi well before Ben.
I said it was one of his first.
No,
Um,
what do you mean by first? I mean Ben wasn't even born yet. He recruited a massive amount of Jedi before that.
well, I said one of it, like among his first. Is what I mean to say.
One of
Like, I didn't say
wait
his first.
among one of Luke's first
Yeah,
Jedi.
among his first Jedi. I'm not saying the first Jedi. I'm saying among
But that
his
wouldn't be
first
first
Jedi.
though. That wouldn't be among the first. That'd be like saying if you hire 300 people, the 300th person is among the first. That's not. What do you mean?
But that was
Among the
okay.
first would be his
But how
first.
many Jedi? How many Jedi did he have before Ben? Because it's not confirmed how many. Is it confirmed how
It's
many?
not 20 something years later. Matthew would not be one of the first. That's you're not making sense. One of the first would be the first like group he had. Like Grogu would be one of the first.
But I read elsewhere that
Ben,
he was one of his first students, though. So that's how I
nah,
read.
that's
Like,
he's 100% not one of the first. Impossible.
I mean, I can look it up real quick,
He's
but
one of the Jedi, but he's not one of the first. Like he just had no Jedi till then.
let me look this up. Yeah, it says here, apart from his mother, Ben Solo became the first apprentice of his uncle Luke Skywalker.
That is
So
100%.
it's
Is that a
different. It's not
book
like
or
student. So I was wrong about student, but yeah.
one of the first Oh, it's apprentice. You said student.
Well, I said apprentice originally, and then you said no, so I changed it to student again.
No,
Unless
I thought
did
you
it.
said student at first. We were talking about Grogu.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
So I think I said
said
student
student.
originally. I
Right.
switched to apprentice, and then I
Well,
switched back to
apprentice makes
student again.
sense. I mean, Luke never had an apprentice since he was building the
Yeah,
Jedi
so
Academy.
that's what I was talking
Yeah.
about. Like,
He said student
yeah,
though. He
yeah,
wasn't one of the first students. Impossible.
yeah. Yeah.
So
I said
yeah,
student originally. I corrected the apprentice, and then I
yeah.
thought you
Luke
said I was
didn't
wrong
have
about
an
that, so I
apprentice
went
at
back to
all.
student.
Like obviously, him training Grogu is just an academy situation. But that I don't even think Grogu was his apprentice. Like
Yeah,
apprentice,
no, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he
he
didn't
built the
become.
students first, and then
That's
those students
that's what I
started to get apprentices and
that's
yada yada yada. Right?
that's what I meant.
Right.
So I said
Okay.
first student originally, and I switched to
Yeah. Well, that's
apprentice.
why I was confused. I'm like, the
And then when he
first
said
wouldn't be
no, yeah,
25 years later. Like,
yeah. So that's what I meant. Because when he
yeah.
switched it, that's why when he said it was wrong, I switched it to student again
Yeah.
originally. It
I
was
don't know.
just confusing. It was just confusing.
Either way, not one
That's
of the
what I
first
meant
students,
though.
but yes, probably the first apprentice because Leia
Yeah.
was technically the first, but quick.
Well,
So
yeah. Well, could have been the first act. Well,
I don't.
actually,
Yeah, because
no.
Grogu definitely is not his apprentice. He's just part of the academy. Well, soon to be academy. So
That's wild though.
I
That
look.
was so.
I'm very excited for the future. I think they're gonna do a Jedi Academy series. I'm kind of with you in the sense of maybe not using the Book of Boba to tell us that. I wouldn't have minded it being maybe the first episode of Mando season 3. That episode could have been in. Because Mando's specifically connected to Grogu, who obviously he gave to Luke, and he can check on him that first episode and never look back after that. That would have made more sense. I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I
but
mean. It's just
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't.
it's just
You know what I
the
mean?
where you put it, timing of it. I mean, not really a story built on Boba. But we're gonna get a lot of closure. So one last thing we need to talk about is your boy,
Oh
your
yeah.
blue boy. So we get the Marshal recruited by Mando, man, and the Marshal, who those who don't know, is one of the people that originally had Boba Fett's armor.
Cobb Band,
Now,
baby.
how interesting would it have been if he still had that armor on when Cad Bane showed up? Cad would know right away who that is. Let's be real, right?
Yeah. Oh
Come
yeah.
on, brother. He'd
Gad
be
knows
like,
it.
"Wait,
Trust me.
you?" He'd be
Again,
confused as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
you tell me, because
Uh,
the thing is,
well, that's the
um,
thing. So, well, I just need to know for those who don't know, Matt is a huge fan of Cat Bane, so I need to know your first reaction when watching
so awesome.
that.
I think like I thought his design was. Let me start by saying he looks so good practical. Looks so good. I'm gonna say the only gripes I'm gonna get them all the way. Only gripes, mouth placement is a bit weird, but it's very difficult to translate live action because of how exaggerated character models are. It's very difficult. So you're not going to be able to get every single detail the same from animation to live action. So
Right.
it took me getting a bit used to. But his shark like teeth,
Oh,
so good. And then um another thing, he should have had his toothpick. Should have had his
I
toothpick.
was shocked.
Should have had his toothpick. Only two complaints I have. Other than that, I love the fact that he's a pale blue because it gives me the impression he's much older now.
Right.
And for all we know, like because something we talked about before the podcast is how we don't know how his species ages. So what if canonically speaking, if the once they reach a certain age, like the older they get, the more lighter their skin becomes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Who knows?
it's so cool to see him again and just to say,
We
Boba
are
Fett. You know what I mean? Like
we are in for a Fett versus Bane final episode, aren't we?
we have to be because it's funny.
It's not even a
I
question.
so I don't know if this is canon, but before Disney bought Lucasfilm, season 7 was in development,
Mhm.
and there was like an episode that involved Boba and Cad fighting. They both shoot each other at the same time. Cad gets shot in the head, but
Right.
he's
So
presumed
that's
to be dead.
right.
And then Cad is what Cad's the person who gave Boba the dent in his helmet. So
Mm,
pretty cool. The thing is though, that duel could have still taken place, and we can get a callback to that because in the Bad Batch, he has that metal piece in his head, and that was the same place he was shot in that scene.
mm.
So Boba and Cad can say,
I'm
this.
wondering if when they do the episode 7, the beginning, the Marshal's alive. Obviously, we both know he's alive.
Yeah, shot in the shoulder.
Right.
Thank goodness.
And he pulls up to Mando for help and talks to Boba. He said the guy was blue with red eyes, with a cowboy hat. And at that point, we get a flashback to that scene, Matt.
Yeah,
What if we get that scene? Like that's how
yeah.
I got my dent. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It
Or
be
that could be
happening.
the opening too. Like the duel happens, then
Yeah. Yeah.
Boba
And
presumably.
I mean,
You
Cad
like it?
Bane's become such an important character to the to the canon, so it's like awesome to see it. You know what I mean? Um, I'm excited. I'm excited for you because I just know how much of a freaking
Dude,
fan you
he's
are of Cad Bane.
ruthless too. It was perfect too.
This
He
would
was
be
like,
like this is like Magneto popping up for me in
oh yeah,
Multiverse of Madness.
like his line was so badass when he said, "You should have kept your armor," and then shoots Cobb right in the shoulder. Like he's definitely alive, and then he
Right.
just he turns and then he just kills the deputy straight away. Like he just shoots him like 3 times in the chest.
Cad Bane's so good. He's unbeatable. He's near like almost a Jedi can some but Jedi cannot beat him. Like
Well,
he's just
Fennec apparently beat him in Bad Batch, rather easily. But well, it wasn't rather easy. They were on the same playing
it's a
field.
little back and forth. Fennec's a baller though. Let's not sleep on
No,
Fennec.
she's really good.
Fennec,
That's they have to acknowledge that too
right.
because they were. What if we get an Omega reference?
Oh, she can say that I ran into him a while back when I was on the hunt for a child.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
I thought Omega
Where
was
do you
going to
think
pop
this
in.
child would? Uh,
I don't
she's
even
got to.
know.
She's got to play a part.
I
She's got
think
to
they're
play a part.
yeah, I think they're afraid to put in an Omega because I think season 2 will give us more of an idea of where she may end up.
She's got to land somewhere. There's a plan for
Yeah,
her, bigger than Bad Batch, for
yeah.
sure, for sure. Um, look,
Hey, remember
either way.
and yeah, I
Oh,
was gonna
right, go
say
ahead. Yep.
no, I was gonna say and the Bad Batch, the the scientists, right? The finale for the finale, right? They had the same patch as the doctor for the Mandalorian. And what was the doctor doing? He was in that cloning facility, right? And we don't know what they were working on specifically. We know that Grogu was being used
They
from the
just knew
family.
Grogu was one of the stronger
They were
Jedi with
looking to get his blood
midichlorians.
for cloning
Right,
purposes. So
right.
that'll be more explained in the. So I think Bad Batch season 2. I know we didn't like season 1 much, right? But I think
It
season
might be
2
good. Some
can
more
give us
explanation.
a lot of answers for what's going on in
Yeah.
Mandalorian, and that's why I think
You know,
Omega might show up.
real quick, you talked about the purge, right? And we saw Grogu's situation and how the Jedi were trying to protect him in a way, and he didn't really
Yeah,
fight. I thought we were gonna see a purple lightsaber, bro.
yeah. You know what?
Bro, I thought we were
Yeah.
gonna see it. I was gonna, bro. I swear. Listen, it probably would have pissed you more off because
Well,
you're
he's
sick
dead.
of all these random cameos.
Yeah,
But if Mace Windu popped up,
yeah. Well, it's unfortunate because, well, he's dead. You remember?
I think we're gonna see. If we get the Jedi Academy series, I think we'll see more of Grogu's past. I think Luke is gonna slowly start to open more up, for sure.
We need to know who's. We just need to know who saved him and who.
It's got to be a popular
Oh,
Jedi.
I think it's what if it's the librarian from the Clone Wars?
No, she died, didn't
Did
she?
she die on the footage from
No, I thought
Anakin?
she died. I thought she died during the Clone Wars series.
No. She was always alive. I mean, she got knocked out by an assassin at one point, but
Oh,
I think
that's right. That's
that's
right.
not
We
happened to
don't
her.
thinking of that. Okay, okay.
No,
Well,
that one makes it because notice how very
when they
secretive
attack,
she
maybe she
is.
found a way
She
to
has.
escape.
I mean,
She can fight.
oh,
So
100%. Yeah.
she can fight. So maybe. I mean, it's just crazy how Anakin. You think you just would have got everyone there? You know what I mean? Like, and she's a little smarter. Who
So
knows?
in that, what would you have done if you saw a hooded Anakin behind those storm or sorry, behind those clone troopers?
So that's another thing I thought, bro. Like they're bringing Anakin back to Kenobi in prequel, right? They're gonna show it's probably the Clone Wars and stuff. But
Yeah.
I thought they would have brought Hayden back and showed him in the background.
Could you imagine like about to kill Grogu or something and like a what's it called?
Another lightsaber popped up and
But
just
that's the
like
thing. The confusing part too is that like you think Yoda of all people would be so like. Do you think Grogu existed without his knowledge? Because I
no.
feel like
I think
he'd
he knew
be
he existed and he was there.
yeah.
I
This is
think so.
weird that I feel like he'd be at his top priority. I mean that like he's the only person. I mean, we don't know that for sure,
Yeah, I
but
mean
like
the Jedi
only
were
species
protecting
too.
him. I mean
But that's true.
he was in the academy. You know what I mean? So he
Yeah,
was taken care of by every single Jedi there. So
yeah. But I mean to
um,
say like when he came back to the temple, you think like his first thought would be, oh, I wonder where
or maybe
Grogu
he's
is.
one of the people who
May-
grabbed him.
At last, well, no, he was on.
Unless
Wait, where
he
was Yoda during Order 66? Oh,
he
he was on.
he showed up. He showed up to Coruscant,
He
but
was
not.
on.
I think it was after the.
He was
Yeah,
on
he
the
Wookiee planet.
the
So I'm
Wookiee.
wondering if maybe he
Yeah,
contacted somebody at the academy and said
Kashyyyk. Yeah, I think he was on Kashyyyk.
The Jedi temple and I don't know. I don't know, bro.
So many theories, and obviously a lot of time, you know,
Oh man,
will
I'm just
pass
thinking if
before we
Anakin
get
wasn't that background, can you imagine, brother? Whew.
that'd be wild. I honestly thought they were gonna do it for a second. Like see a blue lightsaber in the background or whatever, and then that would have been awkward. It would have been so awkward. Like
I'm excited to see more Grogu's past. There's more to tell. This they
yeah,
specifically are not showing us who did it for a reason, who saved him. Because he mentioned that someone saved him. Remember back when he got translated for Ahsoka, he said somebody saved him. He couldn't remember who.
yeah. I'm just trying to think of
So
like there are so many possible candidates. What?
um,
I
uh,
mean,
uh,
to my
I mean,
knowledge, not many,
at
but
that point it can't be Mace because at the very minimum, if Mace is alive, which I doubt he is, but if he is, he's still limbless, right? Like
yeah, and
there's no way in
that
that
and the
amount
fact
of
that
time he would have been
yeah,
recovered.
that and if he did survive, like maybe a last second, he like
Force used or
use the
something.
force or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I'm pretty. He's like he's at the very bottom of course. Like he's at the lowest levels of course. How far he plummeted. So
Yeah. I don't think I don't think he is, but if he is, it wasn't him that saved him. So, it'll be a titular character though. It's gonna be somebody huge. I guarantee it.
it's gonna be like someone so out of the blue that you're like, wait, what? You say that?
Oh, could it be? Could it be Cal's? Um, what is her name for the game?
Oh,
She?
I know what you're talking
What's her
about.
name?
Hold on.
I can't remember her name now. There's got to be reasons they're not showing it.
Not Trilla. Actually, could be Trilla. The but I'm trying to figure out who the.
The one that was in the ship in the beginning of the game was
Yep,
saved her.
I'm gonna look that up
Oh my
right
God, I
now.
can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either. I'm gonna look it up right. I know Trilla was her apprentice.
Yes, she started to turn good again. Is that crazy?
Well, actually, it could be her if anything. And then like
Seer.
Yep.
Seer. The CERE.
Wait, I mean that's actually not a bad choice because we don't know where she was during. Or did no? That's not true because didn't she say
She was at the academy, the temple, bro. She could have gathered them all up and helped try to
Oh,
help
and
escape
didn't she give up the location of like certain Jedi
after
too?
she was caught. Yes, bro. I'm telling you, dude.
Oh shoot, that'd actually be a cool.
It could
That'd
be
be
Seer, but with the BD appears like little. They don't do little things for no reason.
that would be wild. Could you imagine Seer Saber? I didn't even think about that. Actually, that's a really good. That's good because you know.
It would like. I mean, it doesn't have to be like us showing her transport him and just show her face. Hey, I got you. Grab him. Boom.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So
so and she's strong enough to keep off those troopers.
was Seer
So
an apprentice at the time,
no, Seer.
or was she a
No.
master?
Seer was a Jedi Knight. She had an
She was a
apprentice
knight who had Trilla as the apprentice,
as an
correct?
apprentice. Yeah.
Okay, just
Wait,
want
she
to make
might have
sure.
been a Jedi master,
I
not a
feel like
council, not
I feel like,
council, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
she
I know.
was she was a
Yeah,
master because she well true. I don't. She says she was her master, but she could have technically been a Jedi Knight because Anakin was a Jedi
yeah. She
Knight in
also had a master.
Ahsoka.
Okay, because Anakin had it. Yep, exactly. So
Right.
yeah,
So
probably not. I think you're
technically,
right
you're
about
supposed to be a Jedi Master to have an apprentice. That was a whole little weird thing in Clone Wars, but um,
that.
either way,
Around, yeah, yeah.
that'd be really dope. So we'll see. That's gonna get explained. We're getting that explanation. I hope so. I hope when the Jedi Academy is announced very soon. Very excited about that. So uh I think we're about done here with the Star Wars stuff, man. Any last impressions? What's your so far before we get to this season finale? What is your overall rating out of a 5? And do you expect that to go up or down based on 7?
Um, probably three.
Okay.
Overall, I
All
have to give
6.
it
Yep.
three.
And then with 7, what do you expect it to go up or down?
Probably 3.5 or 4.
Just because you get
Depending
more
on
Cad Bane, you spoil little Brett.
listen, all I want is for them to duel. Like
Yep.
I don't care what the
If you
outcome
get
is.
that, then you have to give it a 4. Deal?
Well, that's unfair though because I know like
no,
no,
no. So
I consider it though. I think
I'll
there are a
give,
lot of good elements with the Tuscans. I know we didn't really go too in depth about that because
yeah,
we weren't overly overly interested, but
right,
there was some good material there for the
right,
most part. But
right.
damn, he spent a long time in the desert though. He
He
spent
sure
like
did.
5 years.
He sure did. That's a long
Like
time to get this right, man.
yeah, but
So listen, for
that,
me, I think
how
my
about you?
rating, I'm gonna say 3.8.
Oh,
3.8 out of
fair.
5. Okay. And I see where you get mad about those, not mad, not as interested in in what they
Yeah,
did in episode 5
I
and
did the whole
6.
0.5 system, so I go like by 0.5s.
Well, I'll say okay, 3.5 then.
No, no,
3.5.
no, no,
No, no,
no,
no.
I want
I'll stick with it. I'll stick with it.
yeah.
2.5 right now, right? And if everything happens I expect in 7, episode 7, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Yeah,
because
I mean, if
because
we,
I love
yeah.
the elements of episode 5 and 6. So whether like 5 and 6 alone are like a 4.7, 4.5, whatever.
Oh,
uh,
100%. Like those
so
episodes,
yeah,
like
are
four
close
point
to
five,
fives, right?
four point
But
five,
if you compare it to
undoubtedly.
the Book of Boba, I have to be realistic. Like you, I'm gonna drop it down to 3.5 so far because it's not the Book of Boba at that point. It's everything
That's
else.
fair.
So,
And
but I
that's
expect the
yeah,
Book of Boba's content to be more developed in the 7th episode,
yeah,
with referencing things from the Clone Wars and having Cad Bane involved and so on and so forth.
yeah.
So,
Speaking, something I wanted to bring up. Uh, I- do you think they should have better built up to Cad Bane? And if they did, let's just say they were building up to him the entire season or whatever. Do you think he should have been he should be the leader of the syndicate? What are your thoughts on that?
so I don't think they needed to build up more. If you decide not to watch any of the other content that's out there, that's your fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
done being the point of like it's dope as hell that we're able to connect these different series together, series that we never thought would be connected with live action. It's
Yeah.
go fucking watch it, people. Like that. So what? Like even with the Disney Plus stuff, we're not supposed to develop the characters fully in these series because you only want to go watch this in theaters. Go, I'll give you my password. Like just go fucking log in and go watch the damn series. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that goes the same for the Star Wars stuff because this series is so much better. Mandalorian is so much better with the context of Clone Wars and with the context of Rebels. Now, mind you, I'm guilty. I haven't watched every episode of Rebels yet. Okay, I watched every episode of Clone Wars back in the day with you, and then I watched every
In the morning.
episode of the newer season that just came out to kind of finalize that whole thing right up to the purge. So
Yeah.
I watched that. Rebels didn't watch all of it. I looked into a lot though, know most of it. I am gonna watch that. But I'm telling you, people, get into the lore. It is connected. It is there for a reason. It is going to help build and make the story better for both episodes 4, 5, and 6, episodes 1, 2, and 3, and episodes 7, 8, and 9. Because I think what's happening now in Mando and going to happen further forward is going to have a massive impact on making 7, 8, and 9 that much better. Just
And
like just like
like
it
the Clone Wars series.
retroactively, Clone Wars made 1, 2, 3 significantly better.
Yeah.
Significantly better.
I
Okay.
absolutely agree. And something I want to bring up too. Sorry, I know we're probably running out of time here, but
Yep.
I think the quality of the films are still the way they are. I
Yeah.
don't think you can you so for my a common argument that I see is that the Clone Wars makes XY like makes the movie better. Like the quality is somehow substantially higher. That's not
So
true. You know
cinematically
what I
and
mean?
theatrically, they
Yeah.
are what they are. You can have your issues, your crumbs. Let's do remember that it's an older fucking movie. You know, they're
Yeah.
even episode 1 is 1999. Okay, like they're not in 2022
Oh,
realm. And
yeah.
obviously, we go way back to the original trilogy. We go back to the late 70s, early 80s. So that those things, those problems, those things are gonna. But I'm talking strictly story, character development, things like that. These series are helping develop those things. They're
Oh,
making things better.
yeah.
Now,
100%. I know what you meant.
I'm not gonna make an excuse though for 7, 8, and 9. There could have been a lot better things done with the current day and age. I think a lot of the visuals and stuff like that were great. Whatever, you can argue some things, but story wise, stop falling back on having to come out with a Mando, Ahsoka, so on and so forth to fix it. Give us that great content, or do the series first and then come out with your 7, 8, 9. Right?
For a possibility. Yeah.
Like, why not? Why come out? Why do your 7, 8, 9 after, before, and then try to fix it? We
Make
can
it
get
good
into
the
the whole
first time.
debacle of
Yeah.
79, but
Yeah. But I know
no,
you meant the
either
first.
way,
Yeah. So that's why.
of course,
Yeah.
we wanted to thank all of you guys for always jumping in and watching our very exciting episode here of We Could Be Heroes. You know, we love doing what we do here. We're gonna be back as much as possible, maybe doing multiple episodes at a time, having some guests come in and jump in for some Marvel stuff. You know, Derek's been asking about jumping on. We got to get the owner of the old OTS up in here. So look, Matt, if you want to go ahead and give your final thoughts and tell them where they can find you.
Yeah. So as always, thank you so much for the support you've been giving us. Not just for our podcast, but also for all the other amazing podcasts out here on the official OTS channel. Um, as always, you can find me over on Instagram, Matt_T29. Ever want to discuss something Marvel, Star Wars, DC, something nerdy related? Always open for discussion. This is always a place where you can hop on here, express your opinions, judgment free, and like I said, we always
Oh,
appreciate the
I'll
support.
judge you,
No, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. But like I said, we really do appreciate the few of you who take time out of your day to watch us, whether it be for 10, 15 minutes, a minute, 30 seconds. Views help. Helps. The owners. Channel grow. It helps us. We're a very small piece out of a larger puzzle, and we're glad that we are who we are, and we're just looking to create some more great content for you folks.
listen,
Hopefully, great
I'm
content
gonna
for you
double,
folks.
triple, quadruple, quintuple down. You know what I mean? Hey, you guys know you can find me at John_OTS on all social media platforms. But I have a couple things. One, I need you to go to youtube.com/OTS Media Co. and drop that goddamn subscribe. Drop a like on the video and share it with your friends. All right. Instagram, OTS Media Co. Get your ass over there, like all the damn posts, say hello to the people making comments, and have a nice goddamn time. Facebook, go to OTS Media Co. and go join the Facebook group. We talk shit, we have fun, we have a good time. You know what I mean? Lastly, OTSMediaCo.com. That little avenue there, you can get access to every single podcast, every single video, get to know the crew, and honestly, come and talk to us. Join our podcast, send us a message. I'll argue and debate with you all day. I might lose. I'll never admit it, but I'm here because We Can Be Heroes is here to give you the best content that we can do anytime. That's all I can say here, folks. We love you guys. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Let's keep doing this thing. Peace.